gallery. So let's go ahead and try it. So title, arranged by title. Due date, arranged by due date. Task type, arranged by task type. And now finally label, it's done with label. Hey everyone, this is My SharePoint Questions and I am Andrew Hess. So today I'm going to talk to you about sorting by columns, and particularly I'm going to do it with SharePoint. I feel like if I just kind of be more natural on YouTube and kind of talk through the problems that I've dealt with, it's actually better than just teaching you one way or teaching anyone just one way. I think if I show people, the problems that I run into and then how we fix them, actually more people will learn. So today I want to talk to you about sorting a gallery. So say we have a gallery here and we want to sort by many different columns, right? Right now in my gallery I have a little if label, and pretty much it's just based off this drop down. And we did this in a previous video. We filtered by this drop down. But let's say I wanted to create sorts for each one of these columns. So I'm just going to go to the gallery and I'm going to take out the items property here. I'm just going to put it in Notepad. So I've already done that. All right. So I'm just going to put that in Notepad for now. And I'm going to just take out the filter statement altogether and pretty much MyTasks. So this is the name of my SharePoint list. You can see here I called it MyTasks. I do have some columns in here, and if we look at SharePoint we can easily filter, right? And we could do A to Z, Z to A, but I'm gonna just make it a little simpler than that for our scenario. So in Power Apps I'm just gonna show you how to sort really quick. So sort by columns, and you can see up here in the IntelliSense it's asking for the source. So the source is my tasks. That's the name of my SharePoint list. The column that we want to sort by is title. So that's my title field here, and you have to put it in quotation marks, and we'll just say ascending. And so now we have sorted, in alphabetical order by title. Now let me show you something else before I keep on going. Let me do by task type. So my column here, task type, ascending. So we'll wait on it. So now we've assorted by task type ascending. But if you see the label here, it's incidental, main, then phase one, then email, then incidental, then main again. So let's put in a second sort. So if I put in another sort, task label, and we've got my quotation marks, task label, and then we do ascending again. Now we are sorting by task type and then label. So you notice it's grouping these together. So, that's a little bit more on how maybe you want to sort by columns. And I'm using sort by columns because I'm doing this in SharePoint. If you're using SQL or some other data source, you might do it a different way. But this is mainly with SharePoint. And so you can learn from here. So now what I want to do is don't want it to be hard-coded into my gallery. I want the user to come in here and say sort by label, sort by task type, sort by due date, sort by title. I want them to have that power. So I'm going to add some icons in here, and we can do the sort one, and let's change the color of it so we'll be able to see it. So I have some sorts in here. Here's one on label, task type, due date, and I'm going to skip resource name. If I was going to do resource name, I would probably build a filter on that so people could filter on the resource name instead of sort by. All right, so now we have 4 different icons. Now let me just show you one thing. Let's say I'm going to show you something that goes wrong. So say we wanted to sort by, and we'll keep it simple, by task type. And let's say we wanted to sort by a variable, right? So I'm going to create a variable, and this is going to be a context variable. Update context. And we'll just call it variable sort. And we'll say by task type. Okay? So if I were to click this button, it's going to fill in the variable for the variable sort to be task type. Now, if we replace in our, I'm selecting my gallery, if we replace the task type and we put in the variable sort, you'll notice that it has the blue underlined here. Oh no, we've ran into delegation issues. So if we populate this variable, you can see it's now working with task type, but we've run into delegation issues, right? So we have the underline here that says delegation warning. On large data sets, this might not work. So we have to work around that using SharePoint. And the way that I do it, maybe you do it differently. There's thousands of ways to do this. I'm going to show you how that's done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something almost very similar to the button. So the button here, update context variable sort to task type. On the title, I'm going to say update context variable sort is equal to title. On the due date icon, I'm going to say it's equal to due date. On the task type icon, I'm going to say it's equal to task type. On label, variable sort is equal to task label, and that's the name of my column. Even though it's label here in SharePoint, it's task label. So now, in my items property, what I'm going to do, actually, instead of putting the variable here, right, I'm going to build a switch statement. Now, a switch statement is a lot like an if statement, except for, to me, it's much easier to read. So we're going to say switch. And the switch value is the variable sort, right? And we're going to say when the variable sort is equal to title, then we want to sort by columns, title, ascending, and then I'm going to go ahead and indent this and kind of format it so we can read it easily. So if variable sort is equal to title, we're going to sort by columns like that. If it's equal to due date, not due date, due date, then we're going to sort by columns. Oh, let me copy this right here. Sort by columns, due date, ascending. Then we're going to do it again. We're going to say task type now. So if it's equal to task type, then we're going to sort by columns, MyTasks, task type, ascending. And then we'll do it one more time, finally for task label. Task label, sort by column, task label. And we will end our parentheses here. All right, so now we're building this into that variable. And depending on which icon we click on, we're going to populate the sort by column. So we're going to say variable sort. We're actually going to put that into our gallery. So let's go ahead and try it. So title, arranged by title. Due date, arranged by due date. Task type, arranged by task type. And now finally label, it's done with label. Now let's add in our old statement. Now I did do an if then here. You don't have to do an if then, but that is what I did here. So let me take a look here. So we're saying sort by columns. Let me just pull it in. Sort by columns, MyTasks. So what we want actually is this if statement right here. Instead of MyTasks, I'll just paste it in there. I'll just paste it in there. Paste it in there. Paste it in there. And then what a lot of people get stuck on, right, is when it gets tricky. When you don't have this beautiful formatting. Look how neat that looks. You can read that and you can understand it. It's really important. You will drive yourself crazy if you try and do it other ways. Or maybe this is just how I like to do it. But check this out. Now we can filter by main. It pulls up the mains. We can click on due date. and it's sorted by due date. Sort by title, coordinated, label. We can click on phase 1. We've filtered and we've sorted. And when we click on blank, it shows everything, and we can go right back to sorting again. Now, the trick to this is just keeping your code neat and simple. Look, when you read that, you can see title. If it's equal to title, we're going to sort by the columns, and if it's equal to blank, we're going to show everything. We're showing my task. If it's not, then we're going to filter by our drop down, and then we're going to, so this is the end of the sort by. We're going to sort by title ascending. So this is the end of the sort by. In the middle is what our data source was. And so just keeping that consistency, keeping it nice and clean is how we can just, make this so much more simpler for us. We can create this sort and filter in seconds, right? How long did that take me? You can do the same thing. So thank you everybody who's watching. If you enjoy this content, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I don't mind answering questions. I don't mind making videos for you. When your questions come in and you give me ideas for videos, you make my life easier. So please feel free to ask questions. I thank everybody who has subscribed to me so far. Please like, subscribe so I can keep on growing, and I'll keep on working on my videos. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you next time.